It's one guy. He had a decision that was against everybody else's. And nowadays, you're not allowed to have an opinion that cuts against the consensus. And this has happened with MVP voting and other voting in sports and now Hall of Fame voting. If you're the one dissenter, forget it. You should be shamed forever. Was it Fred Hickman who didn't vote for Shaq for the MVP, voted for Allen Iverson, and Shaq is still going after him? I mean, come on. That was 20 years ago. Shaq's still bringing this up. Oh, my God, how ridiculous. He should have been unanimous. Who cares? Does Fred Hickman deserve to be a pariah because he didn't vote for Shaq 20 years ago for an award? So I've got issues with how this thing has unfolded and will unfold. But ultimately, of course, Derek Jeter is a Hall of Famer. And Derek Jeter happened to be the beneficiary of the most amazing timing ever. That Jeter not only was drafted by the New York Yankees, but drafted at the exact time they were on the cusp of a dynasty. Had Derek Jeter been drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers of the 90s, or the Seattle Mariners of the 90s, or the Texas Rangers of the 90s, it's a completely different legacy that he leaves. He happened to be drafted by the Yankees, the most powerful brand in sport in this country, and at a time that they were on the ascent of a dynasty. Now, look, he had a big role in that. This is not to say that they would have won 5 world championships without Derek Jeter. Not saying that. I'm saying, boy, talk about the beneficiary of history and timing. Had he been drafted 10 years earlier by the Yankees or 10 years later by the Yankees or at the same exact time by the Toronto Blue Jays, Derek Jeter isn't Derek Jeter. But is he a Hall of Famer? Of course. By every last metric, of course he is.